The great golfing legend Tommy Armour coined the phrase the yips. He described it as a brain spasm that caused you to be jerky or hesitant or just to not make a smooth putting stroke. Now, a lot of people still call it the yips. Some of us call it the swaggles or the swizzles or the jerks, or just missing putts or twisting our wrist or whatever, or freezing up over putts. But it happens to all of us, where we get hesitant and our stroke is just not there, and whatever it happens, when it happens, it's hard to get rid of, and it causes us to miss a lot of putts. Well, I've got good news. Today we're going to give a cure for the yips, for how to fix it, and that's the really good news. It can be fixed. If you like cures and tips for things like this, then you ought to like this video and subscribe to this channel. To understand the yips or freezing up over putts, we need to first talk about, before we talk about how to fix it, what causes it. And it's two things. One of them is we get the yips because we're anticipating impact. So here in our backstroke, we start thinking about that moment of striking the ball, and that causes trouble. We focus on the impact and we make a jerky or hesitant stroke, or we start moving around, or we get over the putt and it's just like we're afraid to pull the trigger and we're gripping the putt really hard, or trying to focus on keeping our club face square, and you don't make a nice smooth stroke. The second reason that we get the yips is we're so tied up in the outcome. Oh, don't miss this. Don't push it. Don't pull it. I've got to put this one in the hole. Put it right in the back of the cup. Oh, it's a tricky little downhill, or I've got to just make it roll with the last bit of energy into the cup. And yeah, a lot of those things are important, but putting is way too complex to be a bunch of one-liners. So I'm going to give you 6 really quick little tips that will help you get over having the yips and relax and make a nice smooth stroke. First, to help you not anticipate impact and not be so caught up in the results and trying to roll the ball in the hole, going to do something really odd. You may have to do this at home if you're worried people will laugh at you on the golf course. I don't care. But get some toys or some balls that have been whacked by the mirror. Here I have a rubber ducky, only of course since I live in Las Vegas it has to be a rubber flamingo. And then a ball that's been chopped up, actually 2 balls that have been chopped up by the mower. You can put these, if you're doing this at home, on your practice mat or on the golf course, just out on it. Now, I don't expect this to go in the hole. It's not going to happen. All I want to work on here is making a nice, smooth stroke. So put down the rubber ducky, and all I'm trying to do is make a nice, smooth stroke. Obviously, that's not going to roll. Now, these balls that have been chopped up by the mower, same thing. This one especially is not going to roll straight. I don't care. Just trying to get the feel of a nice, smooth stroke. And you can see that wobbled all over the place. Now, after 3 or 4 of those, line up with a regular golf ball, a real golf ball. I think that one says happy birthday on it, but it doesn't matter. And focus on making a nice, smooth stroke. Try that. Yeah, I know it looks and feels silly, but it gets your mind off of that lock-in to being tied up in the results. And it also helps you just relax because you don't expect it to go anywhere, and make a nice, smooth stroke. All right? Now, second thing that you can do is to help stop anticipating impact and also stabilize your putter face, because now you're not trying to squeeze it and grip it and compensate it. By the way, not a plug for any putter, but I got a video out there reviewing the Honu putter that I use and demonstrating very clearly that the Honu and the Lab Golf putter are the only putters in the world where the face doesn't try to twist off line on you, so you don't have to do any manipulations with your hands. But if you want to work on just doing that, what you need to do is try two different things. One of them is right in the middle of your backstroke, close your eyes. So you go back about here and then you close your eyes and just make the stroke. It helps you, you're not anticipating impact because you don't know where the ball is. So take it back and just make a nice smooth stroke. Try that for several times. Similar to that, and the third thing that we can work on to help with the yips is instead of looking at the ball when you putt, get lined up over your putt and then rotate your head and look at the hole. Notice I said something there. I said rotate your head. So many of us do this when we look back at the hole. We're set up over our putt and then we raise up and look like that. Well, now you've turned everything and you've a lot of times pulled yourself offline. So over your putt, head down looking at the ball and then tilt your head this way. It's a real tendency for us to go like this because our eyes are set to see this way. You got to train yourself to turn your head up the line. But line up on your putt, then tilt your head, look at the ball, and just make a stroke while looking at the ball. You'll find that that helps to deal with the yips. All right, that's 3. Let me give you number 4 in terms of dealing with the yips. You can, and I'm not a big fan of this, but you can change and tweak your grips. The tour pros do this a lot. They may switch to a left-hand low putting grip, or they may switch to a claw or a pencil putting grip. Again, I know so many of you love the claw or the pencil grip because you saw somebody win a tournament on Sunday putting that way. David Adele has proven in his testing center with high-tech equipment and with his laboratory and measurements and all of that fancy stuff that's over my head in terms of an engineering perspective. But he's documented that very, very few golfers should use a claw or pencil grip. I've got a whole video on that, but it just talks about the fact that only a specific body and swing type should use the claw grip. It hurts you otherwise. But it's okay to tweak with your grip. Move your hand position, that kind of thing. I use a very Paul Runyon style underneath grip because I find that if I'm gripping the putter underneath with my palms facing up like this, that my wrists have a lot less motion. I'm very right hand dominant, so I don't want to do that. 5th thing that you can do, let me grab a few balls here. And not the ones that have been hit by the mower. 5th thing that you can do are some one-handed drills. So line up, take your normal putting grip, and then take your left hand off and just stroke a putt like that. And all you're doing here is getting the feel. Then line up again, take your normal putting grip, take the right hand off. I'm very right hand dominant. That was a really awkward feeling stroke. Then do it again, right hand. And then line up with your grip back to the left hand. That does 2 things. One, it gives you a feel for how the putter should swing, and you just want to feel for this putter head rolling down the line towards the ball. Again, you're just trying, that's all you're trying to do. What this will do, second thing that this little drill does is if you're incredibly right hand or left hand dominant, or your right or left hand is rolling or pushing or twisting, you will identify that very quickly when you're doing a one-hand drill like that, and then you can work on fixing that or correcting it. All right, one last thing, tip number 6 to help you cure the yips. This one's a lot of fun, but it's really challenging. So this last one that will help you a lot with the yips is putting with a wedge. Now I have my 56-degree sand wedge, and to hit a ball and make it roll or not jump and hop all over the place, I've got to strike the ball very carefully right with the leading edge of that putt. But this drill will help simply because it helps you relax and you're not thinking about impact and you're not thinking about, oh, rolling the ball in the hole because you don't expect to with the wedge. You're just thinking about, all right, I want to strike the ball purely. That wasn't too bad. Actually got it rolling. Let's see if I can do a couple of more. That one was all right. One last one. Try 3 or 4 of those and then take your putter and make some putts in the hole. Next time that you feel like you've got brain freeze, or you feel like you're not making anything, and you're frustrated with your putting, or you know you got the yips, you just can't talk yourself or make yourself not push it or pull it, or you've got this jerky hesitation in your stroke, try these 6 little tips. They're fast, they're easy. You can do these in 15 or 20 minutes, and it will all give you the nice feel of what a smooth putting stroke should feel like, and then go back to putting with your normal method. You'll find that it helps. And if you like help like this, obviously, we want you to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And then there's a couple of other videos here on the screen that ought to help you with putting. And here's to you making more putts.